I'm Joshua the Tribune, and I'm here to talk about what tithes God loves the most. Now, before we get into this, you have to think about what we talked about before. How God has commissions. He has secrets to tell you. He has insight on your journey and your life and your purpose that He actually has already laid out and planned for you. So, in order for you to hear that, there has to be some kind of way that you can move in the direction to get the relationship with God, to be able to connect with Him, to be able to, so He can transfer that to you. So, it starts with your mind. It starts with the tithe of your mind. It starts with giving Him your absolute best way in the beginning, not at the end of the day. And we can't get religious about it. We're not talking about mindless reading or just doing something that you think he just wants it because you heard somebody else say it. No, it's about seeking the Lord and saying, Lord, what do you have for me? Do you want me to read the Word today? Do you want me to watch a documentary today? Do you want me to just sit and listen to you and not say anything? Do you want me to help somebody? It's whatever He wants. He has total insight on what you need for that day. So if you give Him prime real estate on what you're thinking about, it will actually connect to your heart and it will change your time. Your time will be different and you'll be strategic. Because if you think about it, He knows what even everybody else needs around you. He knows how you can serve. He knows how serving others will teach you about your own gifts. He knows what you don't need to do that day. He knows what's a waste of time. There's many things that we think are a total benefit to us that really aren't. It has nothing to do with what He's thinking about. And so connecting with Him on what He's thinking about that day is very, very important. And that's what the tithe really means for the mind. What it means is that you are saying, God, I want to see what you want to tell me today. I want to see what you are thinking about this day right now. Because something important to realize about God is He has each day planned out. He has specific targets that each of us need to hit each day. And the only way we can actually hit those targets and connect with them is actually hearing His voice. So He takes you through a process where He will actually show you what to do. So the tithe of the mind is very important. Now, I argue that the tithe of the mind is way more important than the tithe of money. And actually, God feels that way about it. Because really, through your mind, you can even get more of everything. Whatever He wants you to have to be able to give in any capacity, you will get from first tithing inside your time, your mind, your heart, giving Him everything. That's exactly what He's asking for. And that's where He will actually have maximum capacity to not only give, but receive. That's the biggest thing, is receiving to give. And the more you can open your mind to listen to Him, the more you can actually hear, that means the more He can plan with you, the more strategic you can be, and the more you can actually benefit the kingdom and do things that are very unusual. And this is something that many people don't really focus on because they think God needs money. He actually needs no money. He doesn't need it. What He needs is vessels to hear His strategies, and then He dumps anything He needs into that so He can complete His strategies, which benefits everybody. And that's what He's concerned about. So people who are just throwing tithes and throwing offerings and then not thinking about God ever after that, or not seeking His strategies and getting His blueprints, those people are actually missing it. They think they're doing God a service by that, and they're really not. And they're not doing themselves a service. So I want to pour into that area for you guys, so that you guys can understand the power of giving your mind and your time to God first and letting Him guide you where He wants you to go. Because after all, He's all knowing. He knows everything. He knows everything. He's everywhere. He knows everything you're going to face that day. He knows everything that you think you're going to face that you're not going to face. He speaks to your fears. He'll speak to anything that needs to be spoken to in that time, and it will guide you. It will give you direction. It'll help you make really good decisions. And what is a good decision? A good decision is a decision that He has ordered. It's a decision that He leads you through wisdom to make or not to make. So when we discuss our minds, I think it's important to think about the clutter that we have around us that contributes to this problem of not being able to really even give God our first fruits of our mind. This is what we need to look at first. We need to look at what's distracting us. What's actually taking away from that? What are our natural inclinations that we're being robotic by just waking up and just looking at our phones, or waking up and calling a family member, or waking up and turning on the TV. These are the things that are actually distractions. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be doing all those things. What I'm saying is that there's timing for it. Everything has a timing. And God's time is the best. There's no way we can actually know God's timing on those things without actually talking to Him and listening for them. So this message is for people who are seeking God's plan and saying, why can't I hear that? I really have the heart for it, but it's cloudy. Maybe it's because you don't give God the first fruits of your mind. And that there's so many different ways you can do that. And this is something to marinate on. We will be delving into this more and more because it's really a central topic that is very important to receiving blueprints from Him and commissions, because each step you're going to have to hear from Him, and you're going to have to know what He wants. The whole time, for the rest of your life, you're going to need to do that. And that's why this is so important. So we will be revisiting this. I love you guys. Hail Jehovah.